Hey everybody, hope y'all are doing okay. Had a friend of mine over the weekend, he posted about getting pulled over by the Missouri State Police. Good buddy of mine by the name of Earl Garrison up there, and it was a good encounter, it all went well, but it reminded me of an encounter I had with a Missouri State Police one time coming home from Truman Lake after a BFL or Red Man. It was something like that. One of those, I think it was a BFL after it changed BFL. But anyway, we were on our way home. Me and old Bob Fritz, my old fishing buddy, he used to go as my co-angler a lot. And we were on the way home from that tournament. And if you know anything about Truman or going up through that part of Spring to Missouri from Springfield to Truman at 65 or 13, it's just kind of a long rolling hills. You just roll along. It's really easy to cook right along on those roads. And added to that, back in those days, let's just say my driving was a little to be desired. I had one speed, and it was just like tournament takeoff and go as fast as you can go. When I drove to the tournament, when I came home from the tournament, it was all she had, passed every car I could. You would think I was trying to get to the best fishing spot. Luckily, I've learned to drive a little better than that nowadays. But anyway, we were on our way home, and I was in my normal driving routine of pass every car, get home as quick as I could. And old Bobby kept sitting over going, "Oh, we're going to get a ticket. We're going to get a ticket. You ought to slow down." And I'd pass a couple other fishermen and a handful of cars. Every time I'd get one of them long slopes where I'd get around two or three, I'd take them all. Well, finally, come up over one of them long ridges, and right as I peeked over the top to the other side, right by me went an Oklahoma State Trooper in the other lane. We just met right there going over that hill. And I was like, oh, well, I was flying. I was probably going 85 mile an hour or something, headed down the other side of that hill. I just kept going. I thought, I'm just going to keep going. We'll see where it goes. Well, as I'm going down that hill, I see him do a big U-ey in the highway back there, and here he comes. Now, it took a little ways because I was going, but he caught up. He pulled me over down there at the bottom of the hill on the ways, and the normal routine, walked up to the car and asked me for my license and insurance. And he said, "Well, man, you were booking it down that hill there." And I was like, "Yeah, I was. I wasn't going to lie about it. There wasn't no reason." He said, he kind of looked at me holding my license. He didn't even go back to the car. He said, "Just fishing today or tournament or what you up to?" I said, "Well, I've been fishing the BFL up on Truman today, and it was on the way home." "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yep, yep." And he said, "Well, did you do any good?" I was like, actually I did. I had a really great day today. I had 12 pounds or something like that. I think I ended up coming in sixth. "Oh, yeah? Man, that's awesome." And he kind of looks at me and goes, "It'd really be a shame if you had to give all that money to this county." I was like, "Yes, sir, it would be awful." He said, "So why don't you slow down a little bit and just ease on home?" I said, "I can do that." And he's like, "Okay." And he handed me my insurance, my license back, and I was like, "Well, I guess that's it." Like going, whew. And he goes, "So, how'd you catch him?" I was like, "Really?" And he said, "Hey, I like to fish myself. I don't get to fish many tournaments. I work a lot of weekends, but what'd you catch them on?" So I proceeded to tell him I was throwing a white and chartreuse spinnerbait up in the Pomme de Terre River, and told him all about it. And he asked me all kinds of questions, and what I was doing and yada, yada, yada. We sat there and talked on the side of the road for a few minutes while every car that I had passed drove by me. And he said, all right. He said, you remember what I told you? You slow down a little bit and you make it home. I said, yes, sir. He went back, got in his car. We headed on home. Old Bob's like, I told you he was going to get stopped. I told you. I was like, yeah, but it turned out okay. Oh, that's good stuff right there, man. So many things you don't forget. I'm glad Earl posted that photo on there this weekend. It reminded me of a good time. Remember, you're really not in that big a hurry. Keep it between the mustard and the mayonnaise. We'll catch y'all next time.